Yes, sir, Bob. How you guys doing? This is Set here, spiritual and business consultant, also known as Lucifer, also known as Major Hater 1523. Go on my website. It's $50 a month. You get access to me. You get access to Lucifer's Lounge, which is on the weekend. A little weekend party, a little weekend let go. Um, some business tools. Well, not business tools, but business consultant, life coach, spirituality. You can call me for all three reasons: relationship troubles and things of that manner. Yeah, so this is something cool here. I have to be inspiring. I have to inspire you. So this is going to be something inspiring if you can understand it and if you can grasp hold of the importance of it. At the same time, it might be a little bit scary, or you might not be interested at all because you don't believe in that sort of nonsense, which is fine, kind of, more or less. Um, Hold up here. Okay, now I'm ready. So, everybody heard of The Secret, the bullshit Illuminati version of the laws of attraction. Laws of attraction existed for a long time. This is not new. There's nothing new to this. Um, Thing is, time is irrelevant. And that's important because when you understand that time is irrelevant, it opens your mind up to different things. You see, this correlates actually to your level of understanding. You know, there's a little jab there. there's a little jab there. Um, your level of existence, your level of understanding, is directly connected to how much you believe in um, that time is irrelevant. You are living the past, the present, and the future all at once. Well, some people are capable of living the past. Well, you're capable. I have to be inspiring. I have to be inspiring. So you can live the future, the past, and the present at the same time. And what that does is it gives you the ability in the present moment to be able to understand or receive messages from multiple timelines. What happened was, when you are conscious of the irrelevance of time and space, your mind, you can create doubles of yourself, and those doubles actually take the direction that you have not taken. So you can get messages from, some people believe that they get messages from the distant past, or they get messages from the future. What's actually going on is, in your mind you have an eternal time machine in your head, right? And this time machine permits you to actually access or go into the future or in the past or a few moments in the present. So one of the powers that you have as somebody that is chosen, or indigo, or something like that, or targeted individuals, one of the power that you have as a targeted individual is that you can actually access information from the future and the past. Some of you guys already know this. The cool thing is that you're probably doing it right now, or you can do it all the time. Like you're literally doing it right now, or you can do it like a lot of the time, right? Like if you concentrate on it, if you open yourself up, you can actually receive messages from the past or the future, depending on what you want to do or what your thought process is, right? So this is the downfall of this, is your decision making. Your decision making might be a little bit slowed down because you're processing multiple timelines in your head, right? So when you want to decide to do something, you're trying to find out, what you're actually trying to do passively is that you're trying to find out if um, if this course of action is going to end with you being victorious or being defeated. So of course the human that has a natural instinct to survive is going to think about or look for the future where he is victorious, not the future where he is defeated. So this correlates to a lot of things. This interconnection is connected also to global consciousness. So if I'm talking about myself or I'm talking about you, this also means you have. This also gives a very wide repercussion in society as a whole, or civilization as a whole, right? So all the choices, the choice you choose to undertake after you've done reflecting on the question will actually reverberate to everybody else. It will change, it will change the parallel verses. This is the reason why the government does what they do. This is the reason why the government is always trying to change people's perception, because the government actually research time. They research time all the time. They spend like millions of dollars into researching time and space continuum, right? So by now they already know this. And I have to give credit to credit where credit is due. Hollywood has been trying to warn us. Some people in Hollywood, whether they're doing it for a good cause or for a mischievous reason, they are still saying the truth about time manipulation, right? Either to make you go crazy, or either to make it depends, because nobody really knows why Hollywood ends up telling the truth sometimes. And some people actually, when they tell the truth, they end up having a slap on the wrist, and they're like, don't do that again. And then they have to do another movie that trashes the movie like they did before. Just like Kingsman. Like Kingsman was a very good movie, and the guy that did that movie obviously had a lot of pent up rage against society that he put in the movie, which if you saw Kingsman, you kind of understand it and you kind of like it, but if you watch Kingsman 2, it's completely Illuminati, right? Like, there's triangles, golden circles, they eat people, all kinds of shit. So they completely trash the sequel of Kingsman, because the first movie was actually the contrary of some Illuminati shit. It was trying to, say that people uncivilized. It was trying to say that people have too much prejudice, all kind, good ideals. And that's why there's a scene where the guy walks into a church and kills everybody in the church because they're racist and, they're bigots and all kinds of shit. So he just kills everybody in the church. So that's obviously the director or the script writer that was kind of like venting some rage, but he got a slap on the wrist for doing that, because if you watch Kingsman 2, there's just a bunch of triangles, there's a bunch of the name of it is Golden Circle. The Golden Circle is the Illuminati. They're talking about eating people. It's completely different, mind brainwashing. It's like a whole bunch of Illuminati bullshit in there, bro. Like, so there's a clear difference between the first and the second movie, which is on purpose. So like that, you won't be interested in knowing more about either maybe the director, or you won't ask for more Kingsman, because if you're not going to ask for more Kingsman, you're not going to be a fan of Kingsman because the second movie was trash, right? And you probably think it's on purpose, but when you know about psychology, when you respect society and other people in society, not necessarily psychology, because it's not a high level of psychology. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, I read books about psychology, so I understand this. That's not what I'm saying. But if you understand people's normal psychology, that this guy did that because that's how he feels, like he felt like putting that in the movie. Maybe he didn't think that it was going to have such a big reaction, because a lot of people thought Kingsman was a Disney movie and it was going to be corny and shit like that, and the movie starts off being corny on purpose, and then it just throws you in another universe, which was dope. So maybe he didn't think he was gonna get a big slap on the wrist like that, but obviously people didn't like somebody didn't like it, and they made him change the tone of the movie. So it is what it is. So somebody in there for some reason always ends up saying the truth for some reason. We don't know, because there's a lot of movies where they put the truth in it and the guy does not get a slap on the wrist. Nothing happens to this guy. And then there's other people like the producer of the Matrix, or the Kingsman movie, where they do tell the truth and they do get a slap on the wrist. So we don't know the real reason why people get slaps on the wrist and others don't. So maybe when they tell the truth, they're actually trying to make you go crazy, or hurt yourself or hurt other people. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, like, multiple timelines, because a lot of people think when the Hollywood is talking, even I personally myself, I thought that when Hollywood was talking about multiple timelines, they just thought the idea was cool. But now I understand that that's actually what's going on right now. It's not something that's going to happen in the future. We don't need to do any research on it anymore. We are capable of doing it right now. We don't need to, it's not something that happened in the past, like, 3 billion years ago, humanity was more advanced and they could, access multiple timelines, yada, yada, yada. It's not something like that. This is like present moment in time. They just telling you the story on a format that seems a little bit sci-fi or a little bit fantastical, so that you can digest the information a little bit better, because or something. I don't know why, or they're covering up the idea by I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know why. I have no idea. So um but the important thing is that you can do this right now. This is an actual thing. You are capable of doing it. You probably are doing it. Your brain is just like it's on passive mode. It's not like an ability that you practice. It's just something that you are capable of doing, especially if you believe in the laws of attraction. The laws of attraction is something that there's a little bit of time manipulation in the laws of attraction. If you read enough books, or if you pick the right book, there's a little bit of time manipulation in there, because they tell you that you can travel in different area without really taking a plane and stuff like that. And then they tell you that you can actually go through time. Like if you want to live in the 1920s because of the nice suits and everything, you just want to relive it. If you want to, you can. You just have to imagine yourself being there. You just have to concentrate on actually being there, and you'll end up being there. So it's kind of like the same thing with your multiple decisions. If you're the kind of person that reflects on decision, what you're actually doing, if you're not somebody that just runs in the head first into things, and you actually reflect and you actually think on things for a second, that little second is enough for your brain to actually calculate multiple timelines. And whatever you choose, it is the choice that you felt that you were capable of achieving, right? So when you're going through this process, this targeted individual process, you have to understand that whatever's going on is it's trying to stop you from using your abilities. It's removing energy from you, so like that you will not be able to use the normal energies that you're capable of using. It's removing energies from you, so that you will have a disconnect between the multiple yous that are actually moving when you're moving. So I'm standing still, but right now there's multiple me's outside of the country or inside the country doing things. Like Jason Bourne, the Bourne identity and stuff like that, right? So the interesting thing about Jason Bourne, now I'll do another video for that one. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Don't forget to subscribe.